Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 58 of my New York City Wrestling series for TEW 2016. So this is March into Manhattan. We've got a pretty decent show, I think. The main event, I don't think we've actually done it before, but I might be mistaken. We might have done it very early days in the series. I will spoil it. It is a four-way tag or fatal four-way tag team match. So yeah, we've got four teams in the main event, all vying for the Ministry of Darkness's tag team titles. We've also got two big debuts. Both people are from fairly credible companies that have obviously been released. One of them was just released, and I'm quite excited about him because I think we can do some real work. I think he's definitely going to be a main eventer. They're both actually auto pushed already, one into main events and the other one to upper mid cards. So yeah, they've got a little bit of popularity about them because they were at those big companies and they had TV deals. So they're actually over in pretty much every region in America at a respectable level. They're nothing too special as far as that goes. And of course that means we didn't really break the bank. I think we're probably paying about 1,300 for each of them per person. So yeah, let's get into the show. We're starting off with a match. And there we go, our first debutant, Bear Bukowski. I think him as the monster heel, he's going to do very, very well. And yeah, 67 C plus for his first ever match. Opened the show up. It's basically a squash match. In an extremely short match, Bear Bukowski defeated Xavi Ferreira in 4:39 by submission with a bear trap. Almost said that wrong. So he debuts his bully gimmick, gets an initial rating of great, and they both have great chemistry together. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, he did not get a better in-ring performance than Xavi. But that's all good because I think Xavi's probably more over than him at the moment. Just from being the resident jobber. I think he's now an opener. That's how low down the card he is. But yeah, nice little squash match there. Wonder if it got a bonus for actually being a well-executed squash. Oh, okay. Bear was penalised for his use of painkillers. Booking decisions. I guess that's to dominate. Interesting. Yeah, so he must be addicted to painkillers, which is a little bit worrying. It's probably the reason. I think he was with SWF, and I think that's probably the reason why they actually released him. Although he was there for like 7 years, so yeah, he's only 31 as well, which is good. He's got like 91 menace or 94 menace, something like that. We then go into this freestyle angle, which gets a 78B. Basically, it is what I typed in, and Bear lays waste to Xavi after the match. Almidico makes a save, and Bear is pissed off. So yeah, his first storyline will be not a segment. His first storyline will be with Almidico, and that should be able to get his popularity up to a fairly respectable level. So a solid 78B. I think he was rated on Menace, Xavi on Entertainment, and El Medico on Entertainment, just to try and get the best rating we could possibly get. We then have an Ernest Youngman promo, which gets a 100A star. It's just a single generic promo, and he's basically saying that he's very intrigued with the main event tonight. He will not be wrestling on this show, but he will be. Well, he is of course in attendance because he's in the ring. Or actually, he's not. He's backstage. But yeah, he says he will be in attendance tonight, and he will be on guest commentary for the main event, the big tag team Fatal 4-Way match. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Of course, he's not wrestling, doesn't really have a tag team partner, and he is our Empire champion, so I kind of just wanted to keep him at the forefront without actually putting him in the match. So the next match is our next debutante. Very impressed with the 78B here. So it's Hio del Aguila Americana, and he is the nephew of I think it's El Aguila Americana, who was a very popular Mexican wrestler or American wrestler wrestling in Mexico, and yeah, he's the nephew. He's pretty good in the ring. He's not great, but he's pretty good. He's also quite over, to be honest, because he did work for South of the Border once upon a time. So yeah, 78B in an exceptional match, Hio del Aguila Americana defeated Marsh Stranger in 29.50 by pinfall with an Americana superplex. And he debuts his Patriot gimmick and gets a below average, so that's not great, but still okay. And then, of course, we have Marsh Stranger kind of carrying him in this match, because I think he's only a D plus popularity in every region of America. But that's alright, very, very solid B there for his first ever match. I'm quite happy with that. We then go into a 77B. Matty Faith takes the microphone and does his catchphrase for the fans before his match, which gets a 78B. In an exceptional match, Matty Faith defeated Seth Whitehead in 10-12 by pinfall with a leap of faith. This is also the cooldown match, so pretty impressed. And Matty Faith is improving in performance skills, and Seth is improving in rumble skills. I kind of looked at these two when I was booking the match, sorry. And Seth has 83 B plus basics, and Matty only has, I think, like a 74 B minus. So I hope that's where he's improved there in those performance skills. And Matty has B psychology, and Seth is only like a C. So I was hoping that would, transfer over. But still, rumble skills. Matty Faith is really good in-ring skills, so I should have kind of expected that to kind of rub off on Seth. But yeah, very happy with the 78B for the cooldown match. We then go into a 90A. Bret Heartbreak cutting a promo, hyping his upcoming match with Emmanuel Bryant for the Tri-State Regional title. And Bret's basically just saying that, he's a second-generation wrestler. Emmanuel Bryant, albeit the protege of Steve Flash, has absolutely nothing, and he's going to break Emmanuel's heart by stealing his title here tonight. So yeah, nice 90A. The match itself gets an 81B. In an exceptional match, Emmanuel Bryant defeated Bret Heartbreak in 9.53 by pinfall with a green shock. Emmanuel Bryant makes defense number 9 of his NYCW Tri-State Regional title. So yeah, solid match. Bret just a little bit outperforming Bryant in the ring, but that's all good. And a solid rating. Okay, so we then have a kind of clusterfuck angle. All 8 of these guys are the guys that are involved in the main event tonight. And gets a 98 A star, and I think they're all rated on overness. So that's really good to see, that we get a solid A star rating out of this. So yeah, the segment is basically all 4 tag teams brawl backstage before their match. Pretty self-explanatory. They're all backstage, pretty much about to start going out, and they all start brawling with each other. So we have Prowler being underwhelming and Statler performing poorly in the segment. But that's all good. Happy with a 98. The match itself gets an 85B plus. I've just seen an injury. That's a bad injury to have. Anyway, 85B plus. In an exceptional match, the Ministry of Darkness defeated the franchise players Ring Generals and El Serpiente and Savage Tiger in 29 minutes 35 seconds. The order of elimination was El Serpiente and Savage Tiger first, then the Ring Generals, and finally the franchise players. The Ministry of Darkness make defense number 4 of their NYCW tag team titles, and as per usual, Dean Waldorf was the best in the ring. So yeah, Aldous Blackfriar has sustained chronic upper back pain. So I'm a little bit worried about that, because that sounds like a fairly significant injury. We get the usual excellent chemistry between the Ministry of Darkness, lack of psychology, which is probably due to Ross and Julius. But they both performed pretty well. Everyone really performed quite well. Dean with a 100, with his in-ring performance there. Julius Moore is improving in performance skills, and Dean Waldorf is improving in flying skills. So yeah, it's a pretty good main event. I'm happy with the B plus there. It's also a fairly solid B plus, which is pretty good. I'm happy with that. especially as we didn't use Ernest, or we did actually. He was on commentary, as you can see there. So yeah, happy days. Let's end the show. We get a 79B. We've used a few people a bit too much, but that was kind of to be expected. I don't think you can really use mid-carders and lower for like more than 30 minutes in a show. And we of course had the angle and the match. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason behind all those. We increased our popularity in one region. I've got to give Aldous and the Midnight Prowler, give them hugs because they're both really pissed off at the moment. Who else? Let's go Bear. Not Brett, we want Bear. Okay, so we'll point him out as a good example, although he does use drugs. That's probably not a prescription, painkillers and whatnot. We'll praise him for a good performance, I suppose. Okay, hopefully that does something for the Ministry of Darkness, their morale issues at the moment. Maddie Faith had minor morale issues, and I think it took me about $3,000, if not more, to actually get him back to being happy. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, what can you do? Okay, so all this is injury. Let's have a look at how long that's for. Okay, so he's working through it, so that's all good. Oh, it was caused by El Serpiente. That's not great. Another thing to mention, we've actually lost someone on the roster, which is the reason why I brought those two guys in. Yeah. Marvel Malloy. Let's have a little look at him. He's left the company. Obviously not my fault at all, to be honest. I should probably type it in, shouldn't I? Although my keys don't really work that well. Okay. Marvel Malloy. So he's out injured with a shattered knee. Marvel Malloy is currently out of action with a shattered knee. He will be back in 1 year, 1 month, and 3 weeks. So it was a year and 2 months, basically. Yeah. Maddie Faith botched a move in a match they had and shattered his knee. And, yeah. Kind of made him a little bit pissed off. He's got a hatred of Maddie Faith now. He had major morale issues, and of course he handed in his notice and pissed off a week later. It's kind of a good thing, I suppose. You know, he's going to be out for a year and 2 months. We don't have. Oh, actually, I thought this was a good thing because I thought, oh, we don't have to pay his downside anymore. But he was actually on a 0 downside contract. So, yeah. Another thing to mention, March into Manhatten has now risen in importance. It is now an above average event, which is exactly the same as what happened with King of New York, which is awesome. So hopefully all of them will start to go to above average now. And it just puts a bit more prestige on the event itself. Another thing to mention, we're now 52 importance in the tri-state. Oh, and 56 popularity. That's actually just gone up. Because we'd just gone up to 55, like, probably 1 show ago. I accidentally ran one of the Monday night main event shows in the tri-state region, and it boosted up to 55. So now it's 56, and I think we're pretty close to a C. I think is it 59? I think 59 is a C. So yeah, that's good, and we're only 1 point off a C minus importance in the tri-state as well. We're also 26E popularity and importance in New England now, so that's really good. And it just goes to show that these weekly events are actually doing something. We're making very, very minimal profit at the moment. Of course, the 50,000 was running 2 shows, so hopefully we kind of get something similar. Hopefully, because I think the first event was in... Yeah, the first event was in the tri-state, so that's all good. As you can see, they're doing pretty well. these show ratings. They're like B's and B minuses pretty much. So yeah, happy with that. The series is going well. Let's have a little look at the roster. I'll show you guys. Bear Bukowski, as you can see, he's pretty good in the ring. Good power, toughness, resilience. The menace is only 88 B+, so I was kind of wrong on that. Star quality's not bad. As you can see, he's a natural brute heel, so that's cool. Good basics, good brawling. Psych, a little bit of work needed, but ultimately pretty good. And yeah, he's not too bad in the ring. He's got a C in hardcore, which we don't really use because I think we're a traditional wrestling company. But yeah, D's and D minuses for the other stats is pretty good. I don't really need to look into those too much because he's only a menace, a menacing heel. So yeah, pretty good. His popularity, hopefully it's gone up. Yes, it has. You can already tell it's a 48 D+. I think it was 41. Yes, it was. So that's pretty good. Up 7 points already. With that squash, it wasn't technically a squash, but that was kind of what I was going for. Let's have a look at Hio dell'Aguila Americana, who's a C minus, a 57. So he's up 8 points because he was 49 in every region. So that's really good. These two guys are really going to help with the New England shows. Sorry. So yeah, I think that's a real positive. In ring, he's pretty decent. He's got a couple of B minuses, a couple of C's on his top line, and a couple of D minuses. So yeah, needs work on psychology. He's still fairly young at 28, so I think we can definitely get him up to at least a B minus there. Only a B minus in stamina as well, which is a little bit worrying, but still, I don't really want to put on any matches with him that would be over 30 minutes anyway. So that's all good, and a B-star quality. So yeah, pretty good. Doesn't really have too much on the mic, but that's all good because I think his wrestling and his popularity can easily do the walking and talking for him. And he's got a 71 prestige self-owned mask. Of course, it's a very prestigious mask with his uncle, El Aguila Americana, who's one of the biggest draws in Mexico in the late 60s and 70s and helped form MPWF, so that's pretty cool. Okay guys, I think that'll actually wrap this episode up. Let's have a little look at the titles before we go. We've also got Ernest with no defenses there. King of New York, not really going to change. 81B prestige now for the tag team titles. I think that was 76. Yes, it was. That's pretty cool. It's gone up. We, of course, made it floating a few episodes back. They've got their 4th defense now. I really want to get rid of Prowler because of his problems with Bret Heartbreak, but they're excellent chemistry, and they're both just so good in the ring. It's just really hard to try and let him go. And Emmanuel Bryant, 1 defense off equaling El Serpiente's defense record. So yeah guys, that's going to wrap this episode up. Thank you for watching, and make sure you drop a like to show your support, and yeah, leave a comment if you choose to do so. I will be sure to respond to it as quickly as possible. And apart from that guys, take it easy. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.